Hey guys! So today we actually changed it up a little bit from our normal YouTube video. Today we actually went to learn about Cambodia's dark past.
We are in Phnom Penh, and they have a couple of sites here in Phnom Penh to go and visit, and people can learn about what really happened here. And we kind of thought about it. We weren't really sure if we wanted to make a video about it. It seemed like a very dark topic to kind of put on a vlog. Also, you know, when you're traveling, yes, we want to see beautiful sights. We want to enjoy the sun. We want to see beautiful places. We want to have fun. But I think there's also a lot of things to learn about every city, every country that you go to. And I think one of the best things we can learn in Cambodia is to learn about what happened. So a little background about this dark part of Cambodia's history. There's a group called Khmer Rouge, which was a extremist political party, and for some reason they rose into power in 75 and they were able to overthrow an American-backed government. This happened during the time that the Cold War and also the Vietnam War. So a lot of the other countries in the world saw the US as an enemy. So people were actually very impressed that this group were able to overthrow this government that had a good relationship with the US. Phnom Penh at that time was already like so populated because a lot of the people from the province area and the small farms moved to the city because it was like an overspill of the Vietnam and the US war. Certain parts of Cambodia are being bombed, so a lot of the people from the farms moved to the city. Some of them are even homeless, so there's a problem of overpopulation and homelessness in Phnom Penh. So comes April 17, 1975, this army of Khmer Rouge army came to the city, and a lot of the people actually thought that was like a powerful change. Yeah, like they were. Yeah, a lot of people are very optimistic. But within 48 hours, this group rounded up people, put them in trucks, brought them to other places. A lot of the people were told that they're being relocated and being brought to a new home where they can live a better life. Little did they know, a lot of them were being taken to prison. The Khmer Rouge happened under the leadership of Pol Pot, and what he wanted for the country was this utopian, pure utopian farming country. He thought, or what he was trying to convey to his followers, is that the farmers or the people with very little education, very little money, are the real people of Cambodia. So his way of trying to attain that promised pure utopian country for his followers was pretty much to get rid of the educated, get rid of people who have some sort of relationship outside of the country, people who speak different languages, people who believe in religion. Pretty much, pretty much if you're trying to attain a higher level of education, they considered you as an enemy because they think that like the educated people are some sort of elite, which sounds very familiar to some of our current things happening in our world right now, which is very scary. So after they rounded up people that they thought were enemies or conspiring with enemies, they put them in different prisons. One of those prisons that is now turned into a museum is Tuol Sleng,
which is also known as S21,
which is our first stop of the day. Before April 17, 1975, Tuol Sleng was a school, a place where children were learning and were being molded to become better individuals.
But the Khmer Rouge had a different plan.
They barricaded the entire school and turned classrooms into prison cells and torture chambers.
In the museum, you get to walk through rooms where people spent the worst days of their lives.
Places where they were subjected to the worst pain imaginable, and rooms where some people were left to bleed to death. The museum offers an audio guide that helps transport you to the time when this place was a place of unimaginable horror and suffering. You'll hear voices of actual survivors telling their stories and what they went through.
Hearing the stories of such pain and suffering while walking through the very grounds where it happened was a bit hard to endure.
Who would have thought that people are torturing and killing people in a school? The amount of inhumanity is just really mind-boggling. Okay, so Khmer Rouge, their party pretty much was fueled by anger, by hatred, ignorance, and plain paranoia, which is really scary because Today, there are certain administrations or regime in certain countries that are kind of in the same path.
Throughout the audio guide, there were survivors who were saying they didn't think that this would happen in their own country. And that is what you hear over and over. You hear that from the Holocaust. You heard that from here. You hear that whenever there's like some kind of genocide, that they didn't believe it would happen in their country.
Going through the school was definitely really hard. Learning about all these horrible stories in that particular site was just really mind-boggling and really, really heartbreaking. But we decided to continue on with our day and actually go to the killing fields, which is now turned into a memorial museum.
The Killing Fields Memorial is about a 20-minute drive from Tuol Sleng. Back then, these roads were not quite paved yet. So being driven through here in the middle of the night, being blindfolded, not knowing what's happening or where you're being taken, must have been a fearful experience. Choeung is now a calm and a peaceful environment, but during the reign of the Khmer Rouge, this was the place where people met their deaths. All around, you'll see deep indentations on the ground. These are mass graves. These were giant holes in the ground where every night people were slaughtered in huge numbers.
With the audio guide available, you'll hear more accounts of this horrific time by the survivors.
You'll hear heartbreaking stories of families being broken apart, women being raped, innocent children being slaughtered, young men forced to choose between death or serving the Khmer Rouge.
There is now a tall, beautiful structure towards the entrance of the field, to remember the millions of people slain during the reign of the Khmer Rouge.
Inside the building, some of the remains of the victims are stored and archived based on the cause of death. You'll notice that a huge number of them were due to intense blows to the head.
There are many different places all over Cambodia that were
Mass
graves like Choeung. But in Choeung in particular, they found about 20,000.
Over 20,000 bodies.
Or at least that's what they've found so far. But all over Cambodia, 2 million people died. People deal with grief different ways, but I think collectively Cambodia wants to remember, but at the same time heal from what they went through. And also in the process, sharing it with the rest of the world, because I think it's important to share their history. So we hope that by sharing this video, you at least learn something or be curious to learn more about it. Learning about dark parts of history can be heartbreaking and really mind-boggling, but I think it's important to learn about them so that way as humanity we can collectively prevent those horrible things from happening again. Well, alright guys, thank you for watching.
Phnom Penh ơi Phnom Penh